All right, we're down to the top 9. Number 9, I Wanna Hold Your Hand. Obviously, this was like the biggest hit for them in the early days. That and She Loves You was just like massive monster hits. And just everybody knew it, everybody loved it. And musically, it's a great song. It's got all the elements you need. It's got lots of power. It's got the harmony vocals. It's got the nice, innocent love message, I want to hold your hand. Pretty magical in a way, to be honest. Can't Buy Me Love from the Hard Day's Night soundtrack. Just an excellent, great, rousing, fun, fast song. Paul sings it. Cool sentiment there. Money can't buy me love. You get all the money in the world, but it's not going to buy you love. Kind of the opposite of the song Money, which John sang. And this is from the scene in Hard Day's Night where they're just running around going crazy, having fun all over that field, and this song is playing. One of my favorite guitar solos there. Really good constructed guitar solo by George. Just an excellent early Beatles song. In My Life, obviously a beautiful song. It's just one of those songs that's just top tier. You can't get any more beautiful and top tier than In My Life. Just a song by John about nostalgia and reminiscing. Brilliant piano solo in the middle, played by George Martin. Just a beautiful song. You look up beautiful in the dictionary, you find In My Life. Eleanor Rigby, just a masterpiece of a song. So good. You have Eleanor Rigby, who has no friends, nobody knows who she is. Maybe more than any other song they wrote. To me, this is the one that calls you to action the most, because you're like, wow, how many people do I know that are lonely? Maybe I should make friends with those people. A couple of great metaphors in this song. Wearing a face that she keeps in a jar by the door. Nobody keeps an actual face in an actual jar, but obviously it's symbolic of her acting happy when she goes out and being sad when she comes back home. Also, she died and she was buried along with her name. I love that because when she's gone, no one is gonna have any memory of her, which is really sad. So a couple of really good metaphors there. Also, the strings in this song, all it is singing and strings. I feel like anytime I'm looking for something cool that's classical with strings, string quartets, whatever, I feel like subconsciously I'm looking for stuff that sounds like Eleanor Rigby, and it's really hard to find stuff that sounds that nice. It's minor key, and it sounds very almost evil, sad, menacing. Lots of staccato type stuff happening, just very, very deliberate. Just and the just all kinds of wonderful stuff there. Definitely one of my favorite recordings ever of bowed string instruments. I'm not the kind of person who is going to always save the song of a lifetime type songs for the top 10 on a list. That's a term that my dad always used, song of a lifetime, which is basically like every song Celine Dion ever sang. No, doggone it, I'm gonna put She's a Woman as my number 5 Beatles song. It's just so great to just rock out to and jam out to. I love what John does on this song. Every chord he hits is a 7 chord and just bap, 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 bap on the 2 and the 4. So good. And Paul just giving those soulful vocals that he was so good at. Everything just melds together so well in this song. And the live version was always good because they would do the bum, 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 bum at the end of the song, which was different than the studio, but really cool live. Strawberry Fields Forever. This may actually be the most important Beatles song when you look at it, especially in the second half of their career. This song may have ushered in psychedelia and just being artistic in music, probably more than any other song. When you look at lyrically and musically and studio effects, everything going into here, this is uncharted territory for them or for anybody else at that time. Living is Easy with Eyes Closed, Misunderstanding All You See, all that kind of stuff. And I get my own meaning out of some of this stuff. The music, it's got the orchestral stuff. It has the, whatever that keyboard instrument is at the beginning of it. So cool. It's got all the crazy stuff at the ending. It has the fake ending also, where it fades out and then fades back in. They broke so much ground with this. They did other things like this throughout the next 2 or 3 years, but this was the first time where they just really thought outside the box with stuff. Also, you'll notice that John's voice is slowed down just a little bit for most, if not all, the song, which gives it that almost otherworldly, like almost creepy sound to it. Just a masterpiece of a song. Number 3, Obla Di Obla Da, my top Paul song. This is the perfect pop song. It's got nonsensical lyrics, as the name of the song, obla-dee, obla-da, means nothing. It's just fun to sing, fun to say. The story, a man and a woman who get together, they love each other, and they have a family, and everything's wonderful. The hooks in this song, the melodies, the hooks, the lyrics, the beat, the piano that you hear, everything is done perfectly with emotion and catchiness and hooks, and it's just a great, perfect pop song. If you don't like this song, you need to check your pulse because it's probably at 0. Number 2, Nowhere Man. Such a great, wonderful song. Just starts out a cappella with the hook. The background vocals are so good throughout the song. He's telling you about this Nowhere Man. He's talking to Nowhere Man, and the melody and the words and the chords all go together to make it very, very emotional. Nowhere Man, the world is at your command. What are you doing? You can just take the world by the horns if you would just stop being a nowhere man. The guitar is so good, the licks, but also that wonderful solo, which is John and George playing together on Strats. Just a great constructed solo with a nice little high harmonic at the end of it, and capping it off with Paul's high harmony at the end, making all his nowhere plans for nobody. Wonderful song. My number 1 Beatles song is Dear Prudence. Such a wonderful work of art. Everything just builds. There's so many parts to it. Start soft, louder and louder and louder, more and more and more, big mountain, and right at the end you taper off. So the whole big song is one big journey. You start off with the acoustic guitar fingerstyle with John, then you add in some bass and drums, then you add in the guitar. Later on, there's more stuff happening. It gets really, really big. Similar to Nowhere Man, he's talking to someone, trying to get them to come out of their shell and experience the world. Everything fits together. I love Paul's bass line. Dun, 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 dun. That's wonderful. George has a couple of really good guitar parts. In the middle of the song, he got there. And that right there, that's a very short augmented chord with that and the bass, which is really cool. And then later on at the end, so cool, that part at the end. Everything builds. It's a masterpiece. It's my favorite Beatles song because it's just put together so well, and it's just glorious.